I'm joined now by Tony Poncelet, head coach of the Goodhue Wildcats. Tony, thanks for taking time to join us.
Absolutely.
The HVL Blue is just a mess right now. You guys are right in a good spot. Cannon Falls 7-3, and then you're one of three schools tied at 6-4. What do you make of all that at this point?
Well, right now I think about the loss to Cannon Falls last week. That was a golden opportunity for us to slide into first. But you got to look at the future, and we got 2 games remaining with Kennewinemingo and ZM. And we knew at the beginning of the year it was going to come down to the wire. And
that ZM game really interests me. That looks like a very good battle. It look like it could come down to kind of a conference title if things work out that way. How do you see that game coming out? I think you lost by 4 the last time you played. What do you see happening in that game?
Well, every time we get together with ZM, it's always a good game. But they've got the better of us the last few times we've met, and it's up to us to stop it. So, with that much on the line, we hope that we step our game up and rise the occasion.
Tell me about their team. What challenges do they provide?
ZM?
Yes.
Just they got a nice inside-outside game with Flotterud and some very athletic guards, and it's always a tough matchup with Henricks and Lodemeyer, and they've been getting some really nice play out of Pockert lately, and they're deep, they're quick, they're athletic, and you can't just focus on one guy.
And you guys have a very talented roster. First, tell me about the Eries, and then tell me about some of the guys, the role players, guys who don't really demand the headlines that the Eries do.
Well, I mean, Blaine and Ashton are definitely having great years for us. Blaine's averaging right around 23 points a game, and Ashton's right around 17. But, you got Jared Dickey in there, who we usually throw out their best offensive player, whether he's a big or a guard. Alan Dickey's been hitting the boards hard for us, doing a lot of cleanup stuff. And Derek McNamara has played point guard all year, and, his assists outnumber his turnovers. And when he gets going shooting, that's when we really get going. But we've been rolling Brandon Hadler in there, another senior guard, and hit a couple crucial free throws for us down the stretch of some of our games. 6'4" sophomore Michael McNamara is starting to get into the works. So, you only read Blaine and Ashton's name a lot, but a lot of the things that the other guys do just don't show up in the stats.
And I guess in terms of coaching philosophy, basketball can be a really long season. Do things change for you throughout the season, or are you kind of doing things now the same way you did them when things got underway?
Well, I always treat it kind of up to Christmas and then kind of reevaluate, and do we need to throw something out, or, every team's a little different. Last year we were a bit bigger and slower. This year we're pretty, we can all run the floor well. We have some nice depth this year. I always say January you kind of shore things up a little bit. In February, start throwing things out that you're not going to use in the playoffs. And, the second time around for the conference games, you like to have a few wrinkles. But, for the most part, it's about the same.
And tell me about the section, how that looks as well. We've talked a lot about conference, but I know a lot of coaches put a lot more emphasis on the section. How does that look in your eyes?
Well, we like to think we're contending for the number 1 seed. We try to – in our conference, there's no other teams in Class 1A, so we try to schedule as many section teams as we can non-conference. We were able to get Faribault BA on the schedule, and Lyle Pacelli, and this year we got Spring Grove and Randolph. So we got a handful just to kind of clean up the seating a little bit. We were able to beat all the teams that we've played in Section 1A, so we're hoping that we're right up there with the number 1 seed.
And kind of looking back from this day back to the beginning of the season, did things shake out how you expected them to?
In the conference?
In general.
Yeah, I mean, we knew coming into the season that every game was going to be a dogfight in the HVL Blue for sure. And one of our goals is to defend our home court and then try to squeak out a few on the road. Didn't pan out quite that well. We got it over at Cannon Falls, but we lost to them here. But pretty close. I mean, we knew it was going to be a dogfight in the Blue. And as far as the section games going, we really stepped up when we played section teams. And, records are deceiving. You never know who they played. And so we want to take care of the section, definitely first before the conference.
Great, Coach. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.